Hey, what's up, everybody? Hans here. Hey, want to get together this evening to cover a primary tasting this evening with you guys, but I didn't want to pass up the opportunity to talk a little bit about a tasting I was fortunate enough to try the other night, and that is the Ben Holiday Soft Red Wheat. It's a 6-year bottled and bond, 100 proof. So a buddy of mine gave me a couple ounces of his bottle graciously and shared that with me. And I'll tell you what, man, it's 100 proof. So you expect a little bit of that, a little bit of that proof to hit you on the initial intake, right? This stuff, it was neat when I tried it. It was not in any ice or fridge or anything. And I'll tell you what, it had a little bit of a coolness to it. As I initially took it in, it was cool to the taste, which is kind of weird. I guess maybe it sounds kind of weird, but it was such a soft, hence the name, a soft, cool drink. Had some great flavors to it. Kind of hard to describe, so I'm definitely on the lookout for this bottle so that I can do a proper tasting review of it, a little bit more in depth. But I just wanted to throw it out there if you guys come across the Ben Holiday Soft Red Wheat, don't pass that one up. I want to say it's probably in the $60 range. So great drink. I think you can find it out on sealbacks, but right now it's out of stock. I've looked. So I will be on the hunt for more of that, so I can share that one with you guys. Great drink. Don't pass it up. Tonight's main event, though, is on the Old Forester. This is a single barrel. It is a barrel strength store pick that I picked up here locally from Liquor Depot. This particular bottle, and I was lucky enough to grab two, but this particular bottle is Warehouse K Kilo Floor 1. Comes in at 129 proof. And I'll tell you what, it's got the Old Forester bottle shape to it. We all know this one. This is a pretty iconic bottle. If you guys follow any of the other social medias, I threw out a question a couple weeks ago about, the subject picture was the Blanton's bottle, which you can see up here behind me. And, I threw it out there and I said, okay, name a more iconic bottle than this one, right? Bland's is a pretty iconic bottle, but I guess as you think about it, each of these have their own special iconic story to them, and the Old Foresters, certainly are lineup that you can identify fairly well just by the shape of the bottle. Obviously, the birthday bourbon is a very unique bottle. Speaking of, today opened up registration. So if you're interested in registering for a chance to go buy the birthday bourbon from Old Forester, go check out their website, do the registration online, and they'll be announcing winners via email, I believe, on or around September 2nd. And then from there, I believe you have through September 8th through December 8th, something like that. Go check out the details on their website. But I think you have a fairly good size window to pick up. Go purchase your bottle at the Old Forester distillery. So anyways, didn't want to pass that one up. If you guys haven't, go out and register for it. If you're not interested in it, go register for it anyways and let me know if you win. Just kidding. Anyways, wanted to share this one with you guys tonight. I wasn't really kidding, by the way. If you're interested and don't want it, let me know. So just taking off the cellophane here. So again, if you didn't catch the previous video on this one, this was the first time I've really kind of gone out. First thing in the morning, we got to Liquor Depot about 5:45. Store opened at 9. We were 17. I went with a buddy. I was 17 and 18 in line. The first gentleman, he got there at like 7 p.m. the night before, so he was there for about 14 hours, guys. 14 hours, but I'll tell you what, he walked out with a Thomas H. Handy. along with some Old Forester. So, you know, was it worth it? Obviously, he thought it was, and good on him for being there and being dedicated like that. Some of the other folks, they got there 4:30, 5 o'clock, you know, so it was kind of a crapshoot. But I'll tell you, the line really started getting long around that 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock timeline, to where it's kind of wrapped around the corner of the building. Pretty cool just to be there, be a part of that, see the process, and be able to get my hands on this one. So I want to share this one with you tonight, and then I'm going to go enjoy some of this while I sit over there on my couch and add a cigar to the mix. So let me go ahead and pop this one, and as always, I'm going to share that pop with you guys. So here we go. Ooh. All right. I hope you guys heard that. Nice pop. I'll tell you what, that's nice looking cork on there. Smells delicious. And tonight I'm going to use a little bit of a different glass here. This is one I picked up out in San Diego at Stone Brewery. It's a little beer glass, but I'll tell you, I kind of like the way it flutes out here at the top. You know, as compared to like the Glencairn. Glencairn's a little bit more narrow. This one's got a little bit wider of an area here, so you can kind of, you know, get the nose a little bit more as you're sipping. So I thought I'd give that one a try this evening. So let's go ahead and pour up a little bit here to do our tasting with, and let that open up a little bit here. So if you guys are watching this video, you know, let me know if you guys have had this Old Forester single barrel. Obviously, there's been a lot of store picks that have been dropping lately. I've been seeing them out online, pretty crazy, like everywhere. Geez, Total Wines, I think, was another one I saw. A lot of different liquor stores have had these dropping lately. Again, this one's Warehouse K Floor 1, coming in at 129 proof. If you guys have been fortunate enough to pick one of these up, throw a picture of it down on the bottom in the comments section. I'd like to see, you know, what warehouse, what floor, what the proof is of the ones that you guys were able to pick up. You know, pretty cool bottle. They also have a rye store pick single barrel out there. Would love to get my hands on one of those too. I do like the ryes. I did a video a while back on 12 ryes that I had here on the shelves, and so that was pretty cool. Would have been nice to have the Old Forester single barrel rye, but I did not, and I do not. So again, my list seems to be growing faster than I can keep up with, as I'm sure that you guys can relate to. So enough of my banter. I'm gonna get to this here. So again, guys, this is 129 proof. And I know some of you guys are into the super high proof stuff, and this one's pretty up there with in regards to with what I have on the shelves. I think the Stag is probably the only other bourbon that I have on my shelves that would outproof this one, and it's only by one proof point at 130. That's the 22 Bravo. So, you know, this is a pretty high proof point, but I'll tell you what, the nose, it's, you know, I'm not getting bombarded with the alcohol fume kind of, smell. I mean, you know, sometimes you got to be careful when you're catching the nose that you're not inhaling directly. Otherwise you might get some of the fumes, get a little bit of the watery eyes. And, you know, this one I feel like I could sit here and smell all day long. Definitely picking up some of the sweeter notes, like, you know, some of the vanillas, some of the, like a caramel. I mean, again, I know I'm kind of like a broken record in regards to the caramel. What can I say? I like caramel. If you guys remember, I did a video on the Old Soul, and I kind of titled it as Caramel in a Bottle. And it truly was. I mean, I felt like I had a piece of caramel candy in my mouth, and it was kind of just like totally encapsulated my mouth. So Old Soul, again, was another straight bourbon whiskey. Came in at 119.9 proof. Again, it was a cask strength, private selection. You know, another great bottle. So if you like caramels, vanillas, another good one. I'm getting a lot of the same notes off of this one. And actually, I would say on the Old Forester, I'm getting more of that in the nose. I got a lot of it on the taste palate, on the palate from that one, but not so much on the nose. So it's kind of like a little bit of a sleeper. This one, I'm picking up a lot of that up front, and it smells really good. I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this one. It's been almost 2 weeks ago, I think, now that we picked this one up. So I was just looking here at some of the information, but enough of that. Let's go ahead and give this thing a try. So the sweeter vanillas and caramels that I was picking up on the nose, I'm still getting as a residual. I did get more of a spiciness, oakiness on the palate, and actually up on the top of the roof of my mouth. The viscosity is nice, even, smooth, nice, easy to drink. Gives you that warm feeling as it moves down, which is pretty awesome, right? Not an overbearing, like slap in the face spiciness or proof. And quite honestly, the wider mouth on this glass, you know, it allows me to get some of that aroma as I'm sipping. Your nose and your mouth kind of work together, right? It makes for a very pleasant combination, right? When you're able to use both of those senses tasting these things. So yeah, so as I take a sip, I'm also getting the nose of the vanillas and the caramels, and I don't know, maybe some sort of fruit note there, maybe. It's hard, you know, I'm still working on this, guys. I can pick up a little bit of it. I can't nail down what it is that I'm tasting, but as I'm sipping that, I'm getting the notes on the nose and across the palate, and it kind of brings all that sweetness together from the caramel and the vanillas and some fruitiness, and combines it with the spiciness and the oakiness of the taste on the palates. And I'll tell you what, man, it really brings it together and hits a sweet spot. So you know, I put out on my social media today, kind of threw this out there because, again, as I mentioned earlier, Old Forester opened up the registration for the birthday bourbons, which is going to be a 12-year bourbon. I made the error this morning because I looked up information and I pulled it from the 22 bourbon, birthday bourbon, which was an 11-year. For 2023, it is a 12-year. So I made the comparison this morning, you know, throughout the Old Forester lineup, you know, from you know, their entire line, including the 1910s and the 1920s and the single barrels and the birthday bourbon. And I said, okay, you got one choice. Are you going with Old Forester or are you going with Maker's Mark? And for those of you that have been tracking this, Maker's Mark's also releasing a kind of a special release, the cellar aged, and it's a mix of 11 and 12-year bourbons. And if you haven't seen, Fred Minnick has a review video out. He was lucky enough to grab some of that, and did a review on it. And you know, it was a pretty good video. And obviously it created some thoughts in his mind. He noted that he wanted to just go right, and that's pretty cool, you know. So take your pick: Old Forester, Maker's Mark. both great lineups, no wrong answers here. Just kind of a fun thing that I like to do on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Threads, throwing stuff out there on that one. Just kind of a fun conversation starter, makes people think and kind of is a little bit of a brain teaser. So anyways, guys, appreciate you guys stopping by. Appreciate the support over, the past few months on this channel. We're up to 91 subscribers. I know we're running away with this thing, aren't we? So if you're watching this, you enjoy a little bit of fun, tasting different bourbons. I try to bring a little bit of what I can find, share with you guys, and again, just a conversation piece. So if you're enjoying that kind of stuff, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing, share these videos out with your friends. Post videos that you guys are making out there in response to these videos. Let me know your thoughts on this stuff. I'm no expert, I'm no professional here. I'm just a guy sitting out here in my BCG bunker, my bourbon, cigars, and guns bunker, and just sharing some good drinks with you guys. So thanks again for stopping by. Appreciate the support. Hope you guys will join me on future videos. And until then, we'll see you next time. And go find some good Old Forester or something to drink. See you guys.